All right, so I prepared a little presentation for you to have it visually. Give me a minute. Okay, I'm not tech person. Let me know if you see the slides. Just a sec. Do you see the slides?
Yes, Mataji. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. So how to care. Our topic today is how to care for for Srimati Tulasi Devi. All right. I would recommend to all of you to read the book called Sri Tulasi Lilamrita. The author of the book is Sri Trilok Chand Gaur, Assistant Pujari at Vrinda Devi Temple at Vrindakund, India. So the book contains the information about the appearance and pastimes of Srimati Tulasi Devi, worship of Tulasi Devi, offenses that should be avoided, mantras for bathing, plucking manjaris, prayers, and rules for Tulsi Arati. Okay. It's a very, very good book. There's a lot of information that will be very valuable for both the service and understanding how to provide the best service to Tulasi Devi. Okay. Now, Srimati Tulasi Devi. And let's read about it, about the glories of Srimati Tulasi Devi before we begin. Who would like to read? I will be asking for volunteers.
I can try, Mataji.
Sure, please. And we can go paragraph by paragraph.
Sure, Mataji.
Mm-hmm.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Srimati Tulsi Devi. The Tulsi plant, which is known under many different names, is auspicious in all respects. Some of her famous names are Shri Vrinda Devi, Vrindavani, Pushpasara, Pushpanasini, Nandini, Krishna Prayasi, Krishna Jivani, Vaishnavi, Vishwa Pujita, Vishwa Pavani, Bhakti Devi, Surasa, Gramya, Sulabha, Bahu Manjari, Apetara Sashi, Gauri, Sulakni, Deva Dundubi. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Who would like to read next? Just start reading.
Try.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Worshipping her, remembering her, paying obeisances to her, listening to someone glorifying her, or even just looking at her in all auspicious and bestows the fruit of fulfilling all desires.
Thank you so much. Okay, next person. Yes, please
Hi.
read.
I can go, Mataji.
Sure.
When a person approaches Tulasi Devi according to the prescribed rules, he gets love for Sri Sri Radha Krishna and also an opportunity to reside in Tulasi Devi's abode of Vrindavan as well as in Vaikunta.
Thank you so much. Let's continue. Okay, who would like to read next?
I can go next, Mataji.
Okay.
One should never consider Tulsi as an ordinary plant. In the form of the small plant resides the greatest Vaishnavi Shakti. She appears in the world in the form of a plant to serve the Supreme Lord and to elevate human society.
Perfect. Who would like to read next?
I can read, Mataji.
Sure.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Those in whose house or courtyard resides Tulsi Devi will never encounter anything inauspicious, and for them, Bhagwan Shri Krishna will arrange for happy life.
Yes, so it's very
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And such a place is more pure than all the sacred places taken together in the soil. In the soil next to the root of Tulsi plant resides all the demigods.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So serving Tulsi Maharani is very, very auspicious for us. Okay, who would like to read next?
I can go next, Mataji.
Sure, please.
There is a special allotment for Kali Yuga. If a person worships Tulasi Devi and remembers her, if he sings Kirtan in front of Tulsi and circumambulates her 3 times, all reactions to his sins are destroyed.
Yes. Thank you so much. Would like to read next paragraph?
I can go next.
Thank you.
Amongst all the leaves and flowers, Tulsi leaves and flowers are the best. Tulasi is such a plant whose leaves and flowers bestow even liberation. She is supremely auspicious. She fulfills all desires. She is foremost and dearmost to Sri Vishnu, and therefore she is called Vaishnavi. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. And the last paragraph? Thank you. Yes. Deepak Prabhu? Yeah, you can read.
Being supremely auspicious, she is bestowing fulfillment of material desires as well as liberation for the whole world.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Therefore, today, we will cover the following points altogether: how to water Tulsi Maharani, how to feed her, how to pot and repot, replant, what kind of drainage she needs, what kind of soil will be required for her healthy growth, replanting, bathing, plucking, worshipping, what Shrimati Tulsi Devi needs for winter, gloomy weather, such as tent and etc., light, humidity, and bhakti atmosphere. Okay, all of this are required, like all of this is required information for her well-being. And as we just read, taking care of Tulsi Devi is a very auspicious service for all of us, and therefore getting blessings and making Tulsi Devi happy is very blissful for our spiritual life. Okay, so we will begin with how to water Tulsi Devi. So first of all, you will need the measure meter for the soil. And the measure meter looks like that. You can buy it in Canadian Tire or in any other shop, such as Home Depot. So why do we need it? Because at every stage of Tulasi Devi's life, you will need to water her up to a certain amount. So when Tulasi Devi is small, you will need to water her up to the level 4 or 5. When Tulasi Devi grows bigger and becomes big, you will need to water her up to the level 7 and 8. And the moisture meter will show you. You can see here, like small numbers, okay? And you will be able, once the meter goes deeply into the roots until the bottom of the pot, the meter will show you what is the level of moisture, okay? We need to use only filtered water. The water should not be directly from the from the tap. Tap water is not, because it contains some chemicals that are very harmful for the roots of Tulasi Devi. Okay, now how will we water it? If you have any questions, you can write them down, and then at the end of our Sangha, we will have some time to answer all of the questions, okay? Now, when we water, we're gonna go slowly around Tulsi Devi. And you know, this method is called like a sunshine or like a pie shape. So for example, if you imagine the pie, right, it has small pieces. In that way, you will be watering Tulsi Maharani, okay? All right, so this is about watering. Let's continue. Now, when it comes to feeding, Tulsi Maharani, like the soil needs some kind of food in order to support healthy growth. The best food, which I recommend on based on my experience, is indoor plant food. It's also called 3-part feeding system. So we need to use it every 10 days for the health of the roots and healthy growth. On the back of the bottle, there are instructions on how to do it. Normally, it's 1 teaspoon per liter of water, okay? And every 10 days, you will need to put it, feed Tulasi Devi. Then give root supplement once a month. So I was talking about indoor plant. It's every 10 days. And then there is another supplement, which is good for roots. We need to give it once a month for healthy roots and immunity. Sometimes Tulsi Devi becomes sick, especially when the weather changes, when it's gloomy, when there's a lack of sunshine, or when there are parasites. This supplement will create proper immunity so that Tulsi can fight the diseases, infection, and parasites. All of the instructions, again, are given at the back on how to use those supplements. They are available on Amazon. And once you get to that point that you need to feed Tulsi Devi, and if you have any questions, you can email me or text me. Here's my email, and I will be very happy to assist you. Okay? Let's continue. Now, when it comes to choosing the right pot, first of all, we need to choose the pot with drainage, because without drainage, the roots will rot. Okay? Tulsi Devi grows the best in a clay pot because clay pot allows some breathing. Sometimes we cannot find the proper size and we use plastic pot. In this case, we need to make more holes in the pot on the sides and at the bottom so that there is enough air circulation. The pot should be unused and should be washed before we plant Tulasi, before we put Tulasi into it. How we start? So we normally take Tulasi small, or we plant the seed. So we use very, very small pots for small Tulasi. And then as soon as she overgrows the height of the pot, we replant it into a bigger pot. Tulasi likes wide pots instead of deep pots. Okay, so when she grows, use wide pots. In that case, she will be able to develop more branches and leaves instead of, developing her root system. Okay. So let's continue. When it comes to soil, I found this soil very, very useful. It creates a proper drainage system, and it contains the composition of the soil, has everything that is needed for proper growth and development of Tulasi. Use soil for proper drainage to prevent roots and rotting, and that will allow breathing. You can buy this soil in Canadian Tire. It is available there. And we need to refresh the upper layer of the soil every month. So how do you do it? You collect just a little bit, like 1 centimeter layer from the top of the soil. You can put it, like you can add it into your garden, or you can, put it into other flowers, and then you add fresh soil on top. So you can add 1 centimeter of fresh soil on top. And by doing so, again, it will give Tulasi some immunity, air circulation, and if there are any parasites, they usually live in the first layer of the soil, they will be removed by doing this. If you notice any parasites, like insects, etc., like mites or small insects in the soil, you can remove it more frequently. Okay, so to clean up the soil from them. All right. When it comes reporting the Tulasi, we have a few rules here. We need to replant Tulasi as soon as she overgrows the pot, so that she has enough space for development and has fresh soil for nutrition. It is recommended to replant Tulasi in summer or during the warm time of the year, such as early fall. if you're seeing that she's not feeling well, and you're getting Tulasi and you're seeing that she's not feeling well and it's a winter time, then you need to create really warm and nice atmosphere to replant her, because she is very sensitive to cold, to the temperature changes. So we do it in a very rare circumstances when it is really needed, when she's not feeling well. Okay. Now, another rule is that we need to do it after sunrise and during the daytime. Avoid reporting in winter, cold weather, before sunrise or after sunset. And when we report, we make sure that we don't damage the roots and the branches. Again, if you come to the point that you need to report Tulasi and you don't know how to do it, we can schedule maybe online session, and I will be guiding you online, or we can, agree, or you can ask me for help, and I will, whatever help you need, I will be happy to assist you with that. Now, make sure not to use too big pots. Why is it so? Because again, it can cause root rotting. If the pot is big, there will be a lot of water sitting in the soil, and the roots, first of all, they will be growing too much. They will be developing a lot, which will take the strength from the branches, and the branches won't grow well. And at the same time, the soil will keep the water inside, and therefore it can cause rotting of the roots. Okay. The pot should be a little bit bigger when her roots. Don't be confused by the size of Tulasi herself. Just make sure that the pot itself is a little bit bigger than the roots. And if you're using, again, plastic pots, have extra holes on the sides and have clear holes at the bottom for proper drainage. Okay, and I'm showing here. So this is the proper pots, and this pots needs some holes. So if you decide to get those, don't use them as they are. Just make some holes on the sides and at the bottom. Okay, so the water goes through the soil and comes out. Now, next, bathing Tulasi. Tulasi loves bathing. She feels so good when she gets bath. So we need to bath Tulasi at least once a week. The water should be just a bit cooler than warm. Okay, and you can try this water on your elbow. If you feel that it's just a little bit like coolish, but not cold, then you can use that water. Now, how do we do it? We need to cover the soil of the pot with a plastic bag. Okay, and I usually use several layers. So I put one plastic bag on the soil, and then on top of this plastic bag, I put unused towel. And then on top of that towel, I put another plastic bag while I'm doing this, so that there is no water going through. Okay, no, like the water from the bath should not go through the soil. Otherwise, again, Tulasi may get sick and leave. We need to bath Tulasi for about like 5-10 minutes when all of the leaves are washed thoroughly. So good washing prevents spider mites and other parasites, and just gives a lot of pleasure to Tulasi. After washing, let Tulasi dry in a room temperature. The room should be closed with closed windows. There shouldn't be any air, like any winds. Otherwise, she can get cold after bathing. And once she gets totally dry, you can put it under the light or in the sunlight. If you put wet Tulasi under the sunlight, she may get burnt from the light. Okay, and that's very important to remember. Okay, and now when we come to using the tent, light, and humidity, and there we had some questions why Tulasi Devi leaves in winter because she requires stable light, temperature, and humidity. Okay. So there are different tents available on Amazon. I use Viva Sun, and it has 100% heat proof, cold proof material. And as you can see, the inside of the material it's self-illuminating. So whatever light the light that you're going to use inside will be reflecting from the sides of the tent, which will give extra light to Tulasi and will allow her to stay healthy during the wintertime, during the gloomy weather when there's lack of sunlight. So the tent comes without the light. It just comes as it is. There are different sizes. If you have just one Tulasi, you can get one tent. If you have more than one, you can get like a bigger one like this, or you can get two. So it's up to you. There are different versions and different sizes. And then when it comes to the light, okay, I think somebody is using the phone. Could you please put yourself on mute because I don't see here. All right. So now when it comes to using the lights, I would also recommend using Viva Sun light. It is 1000 LED light illumination, which provides all of the necessary lights for the healthy growth of Tulsi. How we use these lights, okay? We switch on the light at 6 a.m. and switch off the light at 9 p.m. So Tulasi needs at least 10, 12 hours of sunlight daily. It's good to keep Tulasi closed in a tent during the winter time or cold times so that you can maintain the warm temperature, and the temperature has to be stable. I would recommend using this thermometer, like the temperature measure and humidity meter, which will show you what is the percentage of humidity and the temperature in the tent. Proper humidity is between 50 and 60%. Okay. And proper temperature, I would say in Celsius, it's between 25 and 35 Celsius. Like it usually stays. Like if you close the tent, don't open it, then the temperature will stay stable between 25 and 30, which is ideal for Tulasi. And this is not it. We also need humidifier because Tulasi likes both hot temperature and high humidity. So as I said, the humidity should stay between 50 and 60%. If it goes higher, it may cause damage to the leaves. So you will see the burns from the light because when there are water on top of the leaves, they become burned from the heat of the light. Then you will need to decrease the how to say, regulate the humidifier, right? So that there is the less humidity. I think I covered everything with tent light and humidity, and we'll get back to this again. If you have any questions, you can write them down. If I miss something, I will cover it at the end. So we start using the tent at the beginning of October. No, not actually at the beginning of October, in the middle of October, when the temperature drops to 15 degrees. We bring Tulasi back if you're keeping it on the balcony, or outside in your backyard. You need to bring her back inside and put her in the tent. Switch on the lights, put humidity, and make sure that she is feeling well. Okay. Now, time for plucking the leaves, and it's very auspicious procedure. So I will explain you, first of all, how we do it, and then I will show you the process. Not show you the process, explain the process with the mantras. So first of all, we need to pluck the leaves during the daytime, okay? Meaning that we start after the sunrise and shouldn't be after the sunset. It is considered auspicious to pluck Tulsi leaves in the morning after sunrise, and avoid doing this after Ekadashi or Dvadadashi. It's not recommended. The leaves are then used in worship as an offering to the deities. And the mantra for accumulating Tulasi is Yani Kani Chapapani Brahma Hatyadi Kani Cha Tani Tani Pranashyanti Pradakshina Pade Pade, which translates by circumambulating Srimati Tulasi Devi, all the sins that one may have committed are destroyed at every step, even the sin of killing a Brahmin. Imagine how powerful it is. When plucking Tulsi leaf, it is important to ensure that you do not cause any pain to Tulasi and do not damage her branches, because when we cause pain to Tulasi Devi, actually Vishnu feels that pain himself. So we need to avoid it. And now mantra, before we start plucking the leaves, we chant the mantra and then we collect the leaves. If we go back here, just a sec. Oops. Is happening to me. Okay, here. When we collect the leaves, we don't use the first finger, although it is shown here with the first finger. We use the middle finger and the big finger. Again, when you come to plucking the leaves, if you're doing it for the first time, again, we can schedule a call and I will show you how to do it. You can also find a lot of tutorials on YouTube. You can check. We don't use scissors. We do it with our fingers. Before plucking or before looking and taking care of Tulasi, we need to clean ourselves. We have to wear clean clothes. Okay. All right. So once we did plucking, we ask for forgiveness and we chant the mantra for forgiveness. Then after that, you can offer the manjaris and tulsi leaves at the lotus feet of the Lord. You can also bring it to the temple and offer to the Lord. Now, paying obeisances. So once that's done, we pay our obeisances to Tulasi Maharani by chanting Shri Tulasi Pranama. And it is chanted Vrindayai Tulasi Divyai Priyai Shravasicha Vishnu Bhakti Prada Devi Satyavatya Namo Namaha. I offer my repeated obeisances ensure Vrinda Devi, Shrimati, Tulasi Devi, who is very dear to Lord Keshava. O goddess, you best of devotional service to Lord Vishnu and possess the highest truth. Okay, so once we do that, we can start Tulasi Arati. Or if it's not the time of Tulasi Arati, we can just give her obeisances as many times as we can. Normally it's in the morning and it's in the evening. And when we when we pluck the leaves, we need to give obeisances. When we need to bath Tulasi, we also give obeisances. Okay, if it's time for the Arati, we give obeisances, then we stand up and start singing Tulasi Arati over her incenses, lamp, and flowers. And after finishing Arati, we pay obeisances again by chanting the mantra. Now, how we worship Tulasi, just a sec. Okay. So first of all, we place, like if it's time for Arati, right? We place Tulasi Devi on an elevated platform, decorated in a pure place. And we need to have all of the paraphernalia prepared, such as incenses, lamp, flowers, and so on. First of all, we purify ourselves with Achaman. And after that, we follow the regular process with Achaman. We take in our right hand, we put a little water and then utter Om Keshava Namaha. And after slipping it, we discard the leftover of the water. And then we continue the same procedure with the mantra Om Narayana Namaha, Om Mahavaya Namaha. Then we take a few incense sticks, we purify them with water. So we keep sticks in our right hand and what is it called? The thing that the bell in the left hand. I forgot the name. Okay. Then we purify both the bell and the sticks with the water and offer. So we light them, light the sticks, and offer them 4 times in a clockwise motion to the feet of Tulasi, then 2 times in the middle portion, and then after that 7 times around her body. Then we offer ghee lamp. So first, again, we purify our hands, then the bell, and then the lamp, and then offer the lamp 4 times in the feet, 4 times in the middle, and 2 times to her face, and 7 times around Tulasi. And after that, again, we purify our hands, we take flowers, we purify flowers with water, and offer them 4 times to Tulasi's feet and place some flowers to the base of Tulasi. So through the whole process, we need to ring the bell in our left hand. So that's the process. And here's the arati. So this is the text for the arati. So we need to sing it. If we don't know the words, we can just put a recording and keep singing together with the recording. So once we know the words, we can just sing and do the arati. And here's the translation for you so that we can understand what kind of prayers are there. All right, so once the arati is over, we circumambulate Tulasi Devi and chant the mantra Yani Kani Chapapani, Brahma Hatyadi Kani Cha, Tani Tani Pranashyanti Pradakshina Pade Pade. And that's this mantra is very powerful. So by the circumambulation of Tulasi Shrimati Devi, all of the sins that one may have committed are destroyed at every step. And then the sins of killing a Brahmana. Vrinda Devi is a pure devotee of Lord Krishna and is responsible for setting up the wonderful pastimes of Radha and Krishna in Vrindavana. She exists as Tulasi to benefit the fallen conditioned souls by bestowing devotional service to Krishna. So have the words to the Tulasi Arati prayers typed. It's very much recommended if you can, or posted so you can see them, or if somebody is visiting you, they can see, people can see, your guests can see. If you have guests, it's very nice to encourage them to participate in Tulasi Arati. And by doing so, you will engage them in a beautiful, very, very blissful service to Shrimati Tulasi Devi. This is about arati, and a little bit more information about the process. First of all, take shower and wear clean clothes before providing any service to Tulasi Devi. Tulasi Devi should be kept in a special pot, and the pot should sit upon a stand. So it shouldn't be standing on the floor, okay? When carrying a potted Tulasi plant, it is traditional to honor her by carrying the pot on one's head, but well, not everyone can do it because it's very heavy. Okay. But still, I'm putting this information here for you so that you know. So for one who is Tulasi's servant, that responsibility enters into all the different aspects of her existence. You must see that she is being maintained properly, that her leaves are always offered in a clean and fresh manner, and that all of the devotees are given the opportunity to worship her. It's very nice. So make Tulasi Devi some shorts if you can, skirts, to fit around her pot, specifically when she's being offered arati. If Tulasi is very close or on the altar, make sure that candles or ghee lamps are placed, I would say not close enough, but a little bit farther, right? Not to burn her leaves. And use incenses sparingly as it tends to make her sick if burned continually. So they should be in a little bit of a distance. If you leave garlands, make sure that there is no mold because this mold attracts bugs. There is some mold, like there is some sticky, you know, sticky elements available. I don't know what's their name. Like not plastics, like sticky papers, I would say, available on Canadian Tire that are against mold and bugs. So you can put it also into the Tulasi, nearby Tulasi, and they won't be touching her then. Okay, let's continue. And now let's quickly see what Srila Prabhupada said about Tulasi and what also scriptures say. Who would like to read about it? Now I'm done with the explanation on the care. So let's read a little bit about Tulasi. Yes, please. Ashka. Yes, is that correct? Yeah. Please
Yes,
read.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada about Tulsi. I am very glad to learn that you have begun worship of Tulsi in your Toronto temple. The presence of Tulsi is proof of true devotional atmosphere there. Please offer her all respects and carefully tend, and Srimati Tulsi will be pleased upon you in gaining. Letter to Jagdisha.
Thank you so much. So this is Srila Prabhupada's instruction. So next one, who would like to read next?
I can read Mataji.
Thank you so much. Mhm.
But we must be very careful from the beginning. Sorry.
Yes, letter from Srila Prabhupada to Govinda. Mhm.
Yeah. Tulsi leaf is very, very dear to Vishnu. All Vishnu Tattva deities require profusely Tulsi leaves. Lord Vishnu likes garland of Tulsi leaves. But we must be very careful that Tulsi leaves cannot be placed on the feet of anyone else except Lord. Tulsi leaves cannot be placed even on the lotus feet of Radharani or on the lotus feet of the spiritual master. We can place, however, Tulsi leaf in the hands of Radharani for being placed on the lotus feet of Krishna.
Thank you so much. Yes,
Thank
so this
you.
is an instruction for us that the leaves should not be placed. How we should place, actually, how we should offer the Tulasi Devi's leaves. Okay, next one from Srimad Bhagavatam. Who would like to read?
I can read again, Mataji.
Thank you so much.
Srimad Bhagavatam 3.15.19. The importance of Tulasi leaves is very clearly mentioned here. Tulasi plants and their leaves are very important in devotional service. Devotees are recommended to water the Tulasi tree every day and collect the leaves to worship the Lord.
Thank you so much. Okay. Next one. And Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 24 to 61. Who would like to read?
I can read, Mataji.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Chaitanya,
Krishna.
Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 24.261. After planting the Tulasi tree before your house, you should daily circumambulate that Tulasi plant, serving her by giving her water and other things, and continuously chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. In any condition, any man can live in a small cottage, plant a Tulsi tree, water it in the morning, offer it prayers, and continuously chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Thus, one can make vigorous spiritual advancement.
Yes, so serving Tulasi allows us spiritual advancement. Thank you so much. And now it's time for questions. Okay. So now it's time for questions. Hopefully you had a chance to write them down. Yes, Nara Narayan, please. I have.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
My question is that is there a difference with the different Tulsi plants? Because I'm from the Caribbean, and we have Tulasi, and the leaves are kind of purplish. And a friend of mine, I was looking for Tulasi plants, and he gave me some seed, and the leaves were totally green. Is there a difference in the Tulasi plants?
Yes, so there are some differences, and they look actually a little bit different. They grow actually also different, and one of them are purplish, and one of them are green. So yes, you're right. You have Thank you for noticing this. Okay. Okay, so the next one, Annapurni. Annapurni.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yes, the two plants are the green one is called Ram Tulsi, and the purple one is called Krishna Tulsi.
Exactly.
My question to you is, how do you recommend that we start? Because I've had a lot of challenges with the Tulsi plant. It doesn't survive a long time. So, number one, what is the age of a Tulsi plant that it can survive the longest? And B, how do you recommend? Is it through seeds or the small plants that's available outside? Like, which would be the best way to go?
Okay, so to answer your first question, the lifespan of Tulsi is up to 2 years, but Tulsi can live much longer, up to 10 years, the longest that I heard. I don't know if there is any limit. My understanding that depends on the care because Tulsi is a pure devotee and she decides when to leave her body, when to leave the place and when not. Uh, but from my experience, what I've known is that she can stay with the devotee for up to 10 years. Yeah.
Wow.
hmm Now, when it comes, your next question is whether to start with seeds, right, or take a small plant. Is that the question?
Yep, that's right.
Yes. So it depends. If like growing the tulsi right from the seeds requires a little bit more care because again, she requires the temperature and enough light and etc. If the conditions allow, we can do that. If not, it's better to take already a little bit grown up tulsi, which is like as a plant, right? Which she will have good roots, like strong roots, and she will have some immunity and more chances to survive in different kind of conditions. Yeah.
Right. Given the extreme temperatures that we have, like even in summertime, the weather gets pretty cold at night. So, do you recommend having the Tulsi plant indoors versus outdoors all year long?
Yeah, the lowest temperature, which is good for Tulasi, is 16, 17 degrees. If it goes low, there is a risk for her to get cold. So it depends. I normally check daily broadcast and see if the temperature is dropping below 17. Then I'm taking her in and put her in a tent, provide her with the proper light and humidity and heat. If the temperature is staying above 17, then I keep her outside. If the weather is very windy and, how to say, gloomy, it's not enough sunlight, again, I keep her inside. That's how it is. So we go day by day.
Thank you very much for all the information. I never knew so many things and for patiently answering questions. Hare
You're
Krishna.
very welcome. Hare Krishna. Shalini?
Hare Krishna Mataji. First of all, thank you so much for this wonderful session, Mataji, because so many slides and everything. I've taken screenshots, so it'll be really very, very helpful and useful.
Thank you so much.
My question is, Mataji, when during the summer when Tulsi Maharani is outside and the weather is ideal and it's all right. So every time when we are giving bath once in a week, you had asked us to give bath to Tulsi Maharani. So we bring her inside, give her bath, then make sure once she's dry, then we place her outside, Mataji. Is that what we're supposed to do?
Yeah, so when you give her bath, make sure that she's not exposed to wind because she can get cold. If the weather is not windy, if it's just warm, you can bath her in the shadow, so there is no direct sunlight when she's getting the bath. Otherwise, she may get the sun, like the burns, right, on the leaves. And keep her in the shadow if it's not windy, if it's not cool. until she dries, and then put her back in the sunshine. If the weather is windy, I would recommend bathing her inside, let her dry, and then take her out if the wind is not too strong and the temperature is not below 17. Take her again outside and let her take natural sunlight.
Thank you, Mataji. Just one follow-up question, Mataji. When you say 16, 17 degrees, that means at night also. Right now, that means it's not ideal for us to keep Maharani outside.
No, yeah, not recommended. Yes. So
Thank
it has to be above at night as well.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, thank you. Saurabh. Mhm.
Hare Krishna Mataji. I have Tulsi Maharani already, but I live in a basement. There's only small window, and I kept Maharani over there. When I kept Tulsi Maharani in the window, it kept it's almost the leaves are gone and all are blacked out. And when I
Exactly.
kept it inside under uh, uh, artificial light, it grows, still growing, but very slow pace. I would say like maybe in months it would grow 2 leaves. If you want, I can I can show the picture as well, like if
Yeah,
you.
you can show if you want, of
Yeah,
course. Yeah, if you can show.
yeah, see this, it's like.
Yeah, she's not feeling well.
Yeah.
Okay, can you please show me the light that you use?
Oh, the light, just give me. Earlier, I was keeping it here in like next to the
Mm-hmm.
money plant in the
Yeah.
window. But let me show you the light. Just one sec.
Okay.
Mataji, I place under this light.
Yes, this light is not sufficient. So the light which is needed, that lamp that I showed in my presentation is the most recommended. It's been, tested for years, and it provides enough light for Tulsi to grow well. Other lights, they're not sufficient, unfortunately. Many devotees tried to use different lighting system, and it was not working, so Tulsi Devi was leaving. Therefore, it's very important, to give her enough light. And
So we should not keep it, like for me, I should not keep it in the window because previously it was at least growing. Now it's all like gone. It's like,
at the moment we still don't have enough sunlight. It
yeah.
still comes and goes, and Tulasi needs 10 hours of sunlight. 10 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not enough. That's why it's recommended to have a tent or a greenhouse and keep the light on for 10 hours with humidity.
So if someone does not have that much space to have a tent or lighthouse, like what do you recommend? Like
There are
I
some.
don't have particularly in my place to have something that big or that in like that spacious to keep that.
Yeah, so you can use the light itself without the tent. It's better than not having the lights, and she will grow better.
Okay.
At least if you can arrange, proper humidity and no winds going through the room, so she doesn't get cold, then she should be okay.
Okay.
And give
Because
her,
I already have
mhm,
what this humidifier on in my house, and the room which I keep, it does not has any vent, so it does not feel cold. So it's the natural temperature inside.
yeah, then it should be okay. If you also provide her with proper food for her roots and plant food, that which is three-part system that I used in the
Yeah, yeah.
presentation,
Sure.
yeah, that will
And
give her a lot support.
where can we get those things? Like, do you recommend any place?
Yeah, you can get them on Amazon. I didn't see them in other shops, but they're
Okay.
available on Amazon.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji.
You're
Hare
welcome.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, and I have Mataji Rina asking via text. Hare Krishna Mataji, can you please share when to prune and what to use to prune if we can't use scissors? Yeah, usually we don't use scissors. It's not recommended. We prune with our fingers. So we use the big finger and the middle finger. We do not use our nails. So basically, so if we take, I have Tulsi Maharani here. Can you see? So yeah, you can see like this is the top, right, of the branch, and it has the leaves. So you go underneath one leaf and then you prune it, okay, like that. There's some videos on YouTube that are helpful that show how to do it. If you still have difficulty, give me a call and I will guide you via video call. Is that okay? Please put plus or yes in the text message so I know if I answered your question. Okay, thank you. Now, Priyamva Mvada. Radha Priya.
Priyamvada Mataji. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you.
That
Hare
would
Krishna.
Mataji.
Thank you.
Thanks for the nice session, Mataji. It was very much informative. And definitely we're going to use future. My actually thing is few questions I have. One is my Tulsi Maharani didn't survive. It was very, very nice before. And now after bringing her inside because of, I think, not appropriate water, she got didn't survive. But before that, there was a lot of manjaris I had. So I saved that. And perhaps there will be some seeds in that, which I can use it for my, now when the season come to put the seeds, manjari seeds here inside the pot. Secondly,
Yes.
Mataji, yeah, I can do that, Mataji.
Yes, of course, you can do it. So you can basically, you take the manjari seeds, you take the proper soil and use like small, very small pot, put the seeds on top of the soil, water it and cover it with a plastic bag, put it under the light and let it grow. The temperature should be warm and see if the seeds are, I would say, growable. Not all of them grow, unfortunately. Then you will get you will get basically Tulsi Devi at your place.
So can I do it indoor or I should wait for the outside temperature to be normal?
If you have enough light at home and the room temperature not cold, yes, you can do it indoor. If you have a tent, it's even better because in a tent you can grow it all year round.
Okay. And Mataji, this one, the dried one, I know twigs we can use it during the Damodar and otherwise for the Havan. Anything else I can do, Mataji, because this have lot of twigs now. Whole plant is here, dried up.
Could you please repeat the question? I didn't understand.
Mataji, the dried up which Tulsi Maharani didn't survive, all the branches, twigs around, they're dried up, right? So normally I some of them I save it for Damodar or otherwise putting in the Havan if there is a Havan in the temple. Otherwise, I have lots. How can I what are the other uses for the branches, dry branches?
Or dry branches, you can see if you can donate to the temple.
Okay.
Yeah, you can ask the Pujari if you can donate to the temple.
Okay. That is all. Otherwise, for the during the Damodar, we can use it for the Aarti, right? Little bit of the.
Oh, you mean the leaves?
No, Mataji, dry branches, right? The Tulsi is not, there's no leaf now, it's dried up, the whole plant. So that dry twigs or dry branches, I'm talking about that.
I haven't heard using them for Arati, the branches themselves. This will need to be clarified with Pujari at the temple to see if you can use the branches. I haven't heard of this.
Normally, I heard from the senior devotees only, we can use the small branches, the little twig, and put the cotton on it, and during the Damodar, we can use it as a, for
I
the deep
haven't
end.
heard it. I haven't read about it. Never seen this information before. So it's better to clarify because we need to be very careful, with the Tulasi not to commit any offenses.
Yes, Mataji.
Mm-hmm.
And Mataji, will you be sharing the slides and this information? Thus?
Okay, you're very welcome. And I will share the recording as well so that you can refer to it.
I
Going
really
forward.
appreciate.
Hare
Thanks,
Krishna.
Mataji.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Okay, and I have another question here. Just a sec. Okay, offensive to play. Okay. So next question. Is it offensive to prune Tulasi? Prune meaning, could you please clarify? Do you mean pruning like plucking with your hands, or what do you mean by pruning Tulasi or cutting it with scissors? If the question is about cutting with scissors, we don't use the scissors because yes, it is offensive. Next question here. Hare Krishna, is it okay to place her besides other plants? It is okay unless the plants are not infected. If the plants are not infected, Tulsi Devi lives happily with all other plants. Once dry, does she grow back from same plant? It depends. If she's alive, then she needs a little bit of treatment to grow back. If she's totally dry, it means that she left her body. So this needs to be, checked out. What is her condition? Why is she dried? Okay, next question from Sunil. Hare Krishna. Any difference in the prayers when plucking the manjaris? No, it's the same mantra for plucking leaves and manjaris. For what is the manjaris used? We also use manjaris for offering, in the offering, putting in the foot of the Lord and in the hands of Shrimati Radharani. And then we put manjaris when we offer food to the Lord. I need the prayer mantra, please. Yes, the prayer mantra is available in the slides. I will be sharing this recording and you will be able to refer to these prayers. Okay, Hare Krishna Mataji, what should the distance between the light and the plant be? So the distance should be about 40-50 centimeters so that the plant doesn't get burned. Can we use tap water to bath Tulasi? Yes, we can use tap water to bath her, but we should wrap the soil, make sure that this tap water doesn't go into the soil, and that's correct. We should put plastic and then towel and then another plastic, as I mentioned in the presentation, and you will be able again to refer to it. Priyam Vada, Radha Priya. You have already asked the question, right? I still have your hand raised. Right. Is there any other questions? Okay, Mekha, yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for the beautiful class and lots of information.
Thank you. Thank
Mataji,
you.
I have two questions. When you were showing the soil that was miracle grow in a red bag or something, right? In
Yeah.
a market like they usually comes in a yellow bag as well. And I think there is all purpose or something. So it's okay to use that particular soil for Tulsi Maharani?
See, different soils provide different drainage. That the one that I show, it provides the best drainage, and Tulsi Devi, she needs a lot of, she needs very good drainage, otherwise her roots will be rotted. Therefore, that soil was tested and it works miracles. Tulsi Devi grows very well and her roots are well developed. In other soils, such as, all-purpose and etc., she's not feeling well.
Okay, there is something in a miracle grow too that's called perlite, something that improves drainage and everything. Should we mix those things with the soil as well? Those white things, something like a rock, I don't know, says improves drainage. And then again, it's from the miracle grow green bag or something.
Yeah,
Perlite
so
something.
Yeah, if you take the cactus palm miracle grow soil mix, then it's already well done. It's very well done. If you do your own composition, then you will need to use proportions of different different ingredients, right, to provide the drainage. But again, I cannot tell you whether it's going to work or not because I tried and it didn't work, and other people also tried and it didn't work. So I'm sharing the information that works 100%.
One more question. When it's get like what you call on the top of the soil, it start turning a little bit brown or something. So that means that it's you have enough water inside, or it's you need to clean up the top layer of the soil and change it to the new or something like that. Because sometimes when you maybe when it's too much of water on top of it, it turns a little bit of brown kind of a layer on top of the soil. So should we just remove a little bit of soil on top of it and put some fresh soil on top?
Not sure what kind of layer is this. So when it comes to watering, we need to use the moisture meter to make sure that the level is correct. It shouldn't go above no, hold on. Like when we water big Tulsi, right? We water her at the level of 7 and 8 of moisture meter. So we measure the moisture. If it's above 7 and 8, we don't water it. So I'm not sure at what time, like at what causes that, you know, dark, as you said, brown layer
Yeah.
on top of the soil. What
Because
do you think is it?
no, because as I was probably I can show you the picture if I can. Just give me a second. Uh, like this. Because I have added that white thing on top of it.
Done.
And it's
Oh,
dried up too now. So that's the reason. Look, maybe it's too much of water on top of it or something. Maybe.
um, like I see a lot of white here. What is this white
No,
on
this is
top?
the same thing that I was asking you for that white thing that I can mix up with the soil so that the drainage is good enough. So that was the one that somebody recommended. I just tried it for a while, and afterwards it does get dried a little bit. So as far as you know, you cannot use it now, right? It absorbs a little bit of extra water into the plant, and that's why. Maybe that's the reason it gets dried up.
So you're asking if the Tulsi get dried up or what did get dried up?
The soil. Soil. Look at this. It's too brown or something.
Ah, okay. In order, to understand whether it's dried up or no, you need to use that. Do you have the moisture meter at home?
No.
No? You can get it on Canadian Tire and just measure it
Oh.
to see. Yeah. So if it's like, is your Tulsi big or small?
She was a little very big, and afterwards, as soon as the weather changed, she got dry.
Now she's dry, right?
Yes, she is.
So there are no healthy, like no live leaves on her? No?
No, no, it's all dry right now.
It's all dry right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you need to check the roots, see if her roots are alive, see how
Okay.
she's doing. Yes.
Okay. But Mataji, we can still offer these dry leaves to Krishna, right?
Of course, yeah,
Okay.
yes, we offer dry leaves to Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
You're welcome. Okay. So next person, Ashka. Uh-huh.
Hare Krishna. So I had a question. I saw one of the videos where they are saying that you have to put haldi or turmeric in tulsi, and sometimes it's also recommended to put like baking soda with the water. Is that okay, or is that like not recommended?
It's not recommended. I haven't heard of those recommendations, but baking soda it's not recommended because it can burn the roots. Tulsi Devi, she's very gentle and she's very sensitive. So it's
Yeah.
better not to use any acids or baking soda or boric acids. For example, some people are using, you better to avoid this. I know that for some other plants, it's good and it fights with mold and even parasites and provides air, oxygen to the roots, not with Tulsi Devi. Okay, so with Tulsi Devi, it's better to use that three-part system, root supplements, and from the brand that I use, that I shared, it works very well. Not all of the brands are good, for Tulsi Devi. So she's very sensitive. Mhm.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Shalini.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I just had another question. So
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, I was just looking at the lights. So the lights it's showing, one is saying Vivasan 2000. One is VS 2000 and the other one is VS 4000. So I couldn't find the 1001 Mataji. So is 2000 okay?
Virusan 1000. Oh, really? Um, yeah, 2000 should be okay, but 1000 should be available. It's interesting.
Like maybe I'll search again, Mataji. Just in case if it's not there, I can buy the 2001, right?
The thing is that I'm not sure because it depends. Like, are you planning to use it in a tent or how do you plan to use it?
Uh, I'm just thinking, Mataji. I'm not sure. I'll get the
Yeah,
10.
because if you use it in a tent, it can be too much.
Oh, okay.
If you use it in an open space, then it should be okay.
So for the 10,000, 1000 is ideal, Mataji, right? That's what you're saying.
For the tent, 1000 is ideal.
Then I'll
Yes.
better look for and get 1000.
Yes, I will check as well to see why 1000 is not available. It should be. All right. Yeah.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah, so if you don't actually, yeah, if you don't find, text me and I will see if I can also check for you, okay?
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Mhm.
Hare Krishna.
Mhm. Okay, any other questions? Okay, so I have a question from Deepak Sai. Tulasi watering a bath has to be done only once a week. So Tulasi watering is done at the time when the moisture measure gets to the point when she needs water. Like, for example, small Tulasi at the level of 4 or 5, and big Tulasi at the level of 7 or 8. This is for watering. Bath, we do, yes, once a week. Okay, Chande Sharma.
Yeah, Mataji, thank you for giving all this very detailed message regarding the humidity and tent and temperature. My question is, when we get this like moisture meter, we are leaving this in the soil for all the time, or we just test it and then take it out?
Yeah, you tested it?
Isn't that will disturb Tulsi's roots?
Yes, yes. If you leave it in the soil, it will disturb the roots because it's a metal in the soil. So we test it. You test it. You basically you put it into the soil, keep it for 60 seconds in the soil, see the level, and then take it out.
Okay, so doing this, we are kind of poking into the soil, right?
Yes, yes, we're poking into the soil, but those meters they're designed in a way that they don't damage the roots because they don't break the roots. They just go through the soil. Okay.
Okay, so I need all these equipments.
Yeah, so we need to be prepared, yes, to
prepared
provide better care. There's a paraphernalia, how we use for same way how we use for worshiping the deities, we need all of the paraphernalia. She's a deity and she needs her own paraphernalia.
right, right. It's not only like I see in my friend's home, they have nothing like that, what you explained. But the Tulsi is flowing, like it's growing so well from many years.
Yes, it's so wonderful. I've seen the places with some places have enough sunlight, some places somehow, Tulsi gives them mercy, but some places, they're not so much like they don't kind of give enough light and enough heat. I don't know what it depends on, but I've seen also the situation where Tulsi is flourishing without tent and light. No, no, I wouldn't say the light, but without all this equipment.
And my
And
another
again, it's very rare.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have one more question. Once I buy this tent and all these what you showed in the slides, is there like the plant should be in and out, or just leave it in that setup for good all the time?
Yeah, so in cold times, you leave it in it all the time. You may take it out for worship and circumambulation, for the prayers, reading together, praying together, like, you know, giving obeisances, having darshan, and then put her back. But then in summertime, you can take her out and, put her into the tent when the weather is gloomy or when it's windy, when the temperature drops.
It's like having a little Krishna care.
Exactly.
It
Yes,
sounds like that.
exactly. That's how it is. She's a pure devotee and she's goddess at your place, and it feels, yeah.
But this one has the leaves, right? And it's very delicate and it's more fragile.
Tulsi Devi? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So it's difficult. It seems like very complicated to taking care of it.
With the blessings and somehow it comes, Tulsi Devi, she gives strength. And with all of her blessings, somehow the inspiration also comes. Like if we provide, proper care and she's happy, the all of like the place of the house and becomes transformed, becomes very spiritual.
And my last question is that has to be any different direction with the tent or without the tent?
Different
Like
direction.
north, south, east, west, something like that is.
Uh-huh. Um, you know, um, if we go by what's the name of that shastra with the different sides and directions?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Vastu. Yes, Vastu Shastra. Northeast direction is the best.
North.
But then southeast direction is also good, and east direction is also good.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the information and all that. But if I need, I will contact you direct.
Yes, of course. And I think it will be nice to keep the chat that we have. So if you have any questions, you can share there, and you can tag me so I can see your question, so I can answer it into the chat, and it will be, good for everyone to know and to use this information.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Annapurni Narasimha.
Nah, well, you got it. Thank you once again, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
This is Hare Krishna. So this has been a problem with a couple of my plants, Tulsi plants and other plants too. I'm not a green thumb. And I noticed that, they get infested with insects. I think they are gnats or something like that, GNATS. I don't know how to pronounce it. But how do we deal with that if that happens to the plant? Thank you.
Yeah. Do you have just one plant, or several plants got infected?
Several plants, and now I'm like completely doubting myself, and that's why I signed up for this class too. Maybe I don't hurt living things. It kind of gives, like my mother, she used to have like 350 plants in her home, and I am the exact opposite. Nothing survives.
Do you keep Tulsi Maharani in in a tent or in an open space, like in a room?
In a room.
In a room, right? So she stays together with infected plants. Is that correct?
No, at one point, all the other plants were gone. I just had Tulsi.
You have just
Even that,
Tulsi.
yeah, that was the last one. And then my
Hare Krishna. Oops. I think
Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, now I can hear you. Yes, something happened.
Okay.
Yes. So Tulsi Maharani is the only plant that is left, right? All other plants are gone.
Even Tulsi Maharani couldn't survive.
Oh, she couldn't survive, so you don't have her
Yeah.
anymore.
No,
Oh,
I
I
don't.
see. Okay,
And
see.
I did the turmeric thing too. I put turmeric because I also kind of researched on YouTube and did all the things. And I don't know what happened. Came to me healthy. It was a sapling, small plant. And also the manjaris, they say you should not keep it on the plant. Is that right? Like you need to
Yes, that's
remove
right.
them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, manjaris, they just, as soon as Tulsi gives manjaris, she's giving a lot of strength to that manjaris, and she becomes weaker basically. So we need to pluck them, offer them to the Lord, and because Tulsi Devi, she lives for the pleasure of the Lord, and she becomes very happy when her manjaris and leaves are offered to the Lord. That's the sense of her life.
I bring with so much joy, but when I'm not able to take care, I feel so guilty.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I'm so sorry to hear it. So, about your question, right? How to protect your Tulsi, is that your question from parasites, or how to get rid of them when they're there?
Yes, both, please. Thank you. And this happens in the colder weather,
Exactly.
as you mentioned. After Damodarma, this thing starts happening.
Yes, when the temperature drops, when there is not enough sunlight, and her immunity goes down. Yeah. So the first prevention is replant Tulsi, right? Before cold weather. Give her fresh soil. Check her roots, that her roots are not dark, not like brown. Because brown root means that the rotting is happening, then you need to choose the right pot and etc. So to prevent, again, use the pot with enough drainage, use proper soil, report it during the warm time, and keep her again with proper humidity, proper food, and proper light. Follow the watering process, and then she should be okay. If she got infected, if you see that there is an infection, then you will need to bath her every day. Unfortunately, those parasites, they don't go away with any chemicals, and we can't use harsh chemicals on Tulsi because she's very sensitive, and she can even, leave her body because of those harsh chemicals. So the things that can be used on other plants are not working on her. Therefore, I was able to treat several Tulsis, just by bathing them daily.
Wow.
And
daily.
changing the first layer, like the upper layer of the soil, because the parasites, they're sitting in, as I said, like in this upper layer of the soil. So if you remove it daily, put the new layer, bath her every day, then those parasites, they won't have a chance to multiply and suck the juice, from Tulsi. And then at the same time, give her root supplement once every 10 days, then plant food, this three-part system, right? As needed according to the instructions. And it will help her to maintain strength and build up her immunity.
Thank you so much, Mataji. You boiled it to a science. There's so much to it. I never knew about the root supplements or any of those things till today.
Yeah, so basically, it's like, giving vitamins to the sick person and support the immune system at the same time, washing off the toxins. So it works like that.
Thank you very much, Mataji. You're very knowledgeable.
Oh, thank you so much. Hare Krishna. All glories.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Any other questions? So I have another question from Shalini. Hare Krishna Mataji. What is the ideal size of the tent we should be getting? If you plan to have more than one Tulasi, so it's recommended right away to take a bigger size, and also depends on how much size you have at your room. If you plan to have one Tulsi, then there is a size, if I'm not mistaken, 48 by 48. That should be sufficient. So it depends on, on your plans and space availability.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Are there any other questions? Okay, so if there are no more questions, we will keep the chat in place. Please share again with anyone who is interested in knowing more about the service to Tulsi Devi. And if you have any direct question about the care, right, or prevention, please tag me when you ask a question. And if I can help, I will be very happy to do what I can to serve you and Tulsi Devi. Okay, so if there are no other questions, we will be ending here. Thank you so much for your participation. Thank you, everyone, for your questions, for your attention, for your interest. And I will be sending you the recording into the chat so that you can, share again with everyone who is interested in serving Tulasi Devi, bringing her into your house, into their houses, and, get their questions answered. Hare Krishna. Let's repeat the mantra all together. Vancha kalptarubhyascha kripasantupyavacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you
Hare
so much.
Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you so
Hare
much.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Bye-bye.
Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Bye-bye.